2026, AI isn't just chatting back and forth anymore. It's booking your flights, reviewing your code, pulling live market data, and running entire workflows while you grab a coffee. But here's the thing. AI models on their own don't actually know what's happening in your apps, your files, or on the live web. So how are they suddenly able to do all this? The answer is a standard called MCP, Model Context Protocol. And the piece that makes the magic happen is something called an MCP server. I'm Vidas, Solutions Engineer here at Oxylabs, and in this video, I will explain what an MCP server is in simple terms. No code, no jargon, so you actually get why everyone in AI is talking about it right now. Before we get to MCP servers, let's talk about the problem they solve. Large language models like Gemini, Claude, or ChatGPT are incredibly smart, but they have a big limitation. They only know what they were trained on. They can't open your Google Drive, check today's weather, or look up this morning's news, unless someone builds a special connection for them. Now, most apps already have a way for outside software to talk to them. It's called an API. Think of it as a door that app opens up so other programs can come in and ask for things like, give me the latest emails or post this message. So before MCP, if you wanted your AI to use Slack, a developer would write custom code against Slack's API. Wanted to read Gmail, write more code against Gmail's API. Your database, yet another one. The math gets ugly fast. 10 tools times 10 AI apps is 100 custom integrations to build, and every one of them has to be maintained because APIs change over time. That just doesn't scale. So that's the exact problem MCP was designed to solve. So what is MCP? MCP stands for Model Context Protocol. It was introduced by Anthropic in late 2024 as an open standard for connecting AI assistants to the tools and data that they need. The easiest way to think about it is MCP is like USB-C for AI. Before USB-C, every device had its own cable. Now, one port fits almost everything. MCP does the same thing for AI. One common language that any AI can use to talk to any tool. And the best part, it's open source. Anthropic, OpenAI, DeepMind, and a growing list of companies have all adopted it. That means it's not locked to one vendor. Now, an MCP server is the star of the show. It's a small program that exposes a specific set of tools, data, or actions to an AI in a way that any MCP-compatible AI can understand. Think of it like a waiter at a restaurant. You, the customer, don't walk into the kitchen and cook your own meal. You tell the waiter what you want, and they talk to the kitchen on your behalf. In this analogy, you are the AI, the waiter is the MCP server, and the kitchen is the actual service, like Slack, GitHub, or a live website. Let's make it even more concrete. There are three main pieces in the MCP world. First, the host. This is the AI app you actually use. Claude Code, Cursor, or another AI-powered IDE. Second, the client. That's a little translator built into the host. It speaks MCP. And third, the server, the one that we just talked about. It connects to the real tool and answers the AI's requests. So imagine you ask your AI assistant, find the latest sales and report it and email it to my manager. The host sends that request to the client. Client finds the right MCP servers, one for your database, one for your email. Each server then does its job, and then the AI tool gives you a simple confirmation at the end. So now we know that MCP connects AI to different tools. But what does it actually hand over? It's three things. First is tools. There are actions that AI can take. Run a search, send an email, script a web page, create a calendar event, anything that something does in the real world. Second is resources. These are things that AI can read. So files in your drive, rows from a database, response from API. Resources are how the AI gets context. They're the stuff it knows about once the server hands it over. And third is the prompts. These are reusable templates the server ships with. Think of them as ready-made instructions for common tasks like summarize this pull request or draft a reply in our brand voice. Instead of writing the same prompt over and over, the server brings them along for the ride. Back to the waiter analogy. Tools are what the waiter can do for you. Resources are what they bring to your table. And prompts are the recipes the kitchen already knows by heart. Now, why should you actually care about MCP server? We have four big reasons. Number one is standardization. Developers build an integration once and every MCP-compatible AI can use it. No more reinventing the wheel. Number two, real-time context. Your AI stops making stuff up because it can pull fresh data on demand right when it's needed. Number 3 is control and safety. MCP is designed with user consent in mind. You decide which tools that AI can use and what it can do with them. And number 4, and this is the piece that finally makes agentic AI work in practice. Before MCP, an AI agent was mostly a language model, guessing at things and hoping for the best. With MCP servers in the loop, the agent can call real tools, read real data, and take real actions. That's the difference between an AI that talks about your calendar and one that actually books the meeting. Let's look at some MCP servers people are actually using right now. There's a GitHub MCP server that lets AI read, review, and manage code repos. A Slack server, so your AI can summarize channels. Google Drive, so it can read from your docs. There are numerous other specialized servers for everything from calendars to databases. And then there's our own, the Oxylabs MCP server. It's built for one of the hardest problems in AI, getting clean, real-time data from the public web. With it, an AI assistant can scrape any URL, handle JavaScript-heavy pages, bypass blocks, and return structured, AI-ready data across almost 200 countries. For use cases like market research, price monitoring, or feeding live information into your agent, it's a pretty solid choice. So how do you actually get started? You don't have to build anything from scratch. The fastest path is using pre-built MCP servers. There are hundreds out there already for the most popular tools. Try a pre-built server first. Build your own only when nothing off the shelf does the job. MCP isn't magic. Security researchers have pointed out real concerns, things like prompt injection or malicious servers pretending to be trusted ones. So if you're connecting AI to sensitive systems, stick to official or well-reviewed MCP servers and only grant the minimal permissions needed. With that in mind, MCP is quickly becoming the standard for how AI talks to the outside world, and MCP servers, potentially, are the building blocks of that future. Before we go, a quick reminder. If you're using MCP servers that access the public web, like Oxylabs, the same ethical rules of web scraping still apply. Try to remember these key points. Respect the website's robots.txt file, keep a reasonable delay between your requests, and cache when possible to minimize the number of requests you send out. If you have any questions about MCP or how to plug live web data into your AI projects, email us at support@oxylabs.io or use the live chat on our homepage. And if you want to go deeper on the technical side, check out our documentation at developers.oxylabs.io. Thank you for watching and see you next time.